Hello guys, welcome to Desire 33. If you're interested in finding some animes that have a rich girl and a poor guy as the main protagonist, please keep watching. Just as a side note, I copied the summary of every anime from my anime list, so if you're interested, you can read it. So let's begin with number 10, which is SANKAREA. Well, I actually don't like SANKAREA. I have so many reasons why I dislike it a lot, and I think I'm gonna make a separate video to tell you why exactly I dislike it so much. One of the reasons is that the manga is so much better than the anime, and I dislike the anime, but it fits in here quite well, and because I don't like it doesn't mean you won't like it. So you might as well give it a try, but personally, for me it was hard to watch. But there is a rich girl and a poor guy, and they have some kind of romance thingy going on, maybe? Yeah, I know, I'm great in doing this. Number 9, HAYATE no GOTOKU. So it has been so long I actually watched that anime, and I remember I had found it by coincidence on YouTube and watched the last season first and then all the others. So the only negative thing I can say about it is that it's way too long. Other than that, I think it's funny. It has romantic moments. Well, it is a harem anime though, so you can't expect Hayate to be focused on only one girl, but the main focus is one girl, which is Nagi, who is also an otaku. And I don't know about you, but I really love seeing otakus in animes. Not sure why, but I really do love it. And most of the time he's with her, of course, and some other people that live in the mansion, but he interacts with a lot of people at his school, and because the harem anime, a lot of people, especially women, get drawn in and start to love him for various reasons. Well, all in all, the anime is pretty good, just a bit long and not the newest. I think it's from 2008 maybe, but it's worth a try. Number 8, YAMATO NADESHIKO SHICHIHENGE, or something like that, or otherwise known as the Wallflower. Oh, actually I watched that anime at least twice or thrice. I gotta be honest, the romance isn't developed too much in the anime itself, but the manga actually has a closure and the real story. I felt like the anime itself wasn't bad at all. It has a lot of comedy and it has some hinted romance. It also shows the relationship she has with various guys in that mansion she, well, was forced to live with them. The guys themselves are looking pretty good, and actually she is always referred to as very scary and ugly, but in reality she's very pretty. Every time she isn't thinking about it or thinks she's pretty, she will actually look normal, and she is very pretty, in my opinion, of course. As I could say that all the guys have a nice personality, and I loved all the scenes with all of them together. It's a bit dreadful that we didn't see the end as an anime, but as I said, you can read the manga and get some closure, and there's a lot of romance. It also might explain a lot of other things you might be wondering about, and I certainly recommend it, although it's a bit old, but of course it's up to you. So, number 7, KAGUYA-SAMA Love is War. A 2019 anime now has 2 seasons. The second one aired now in 2020. I already made a video about the first season. I haven't watched the second yet, to be honest. I was a little bit disappointed by the first season. Just truly romantic moment was destroyed in some way, either by themselves or by others. And I expected a lot more happening in that first season, but again, that's my point of view. You might not agree. The second season might be a lot better, but I haven't watched it yet. Other than that, it's quite funny. I like all the characters, to be honest. I just wished for more romance, and that's it. Other than that, it's pretty perfect, and I definitely recommend you watching it, even if it's just for the comedy part. Number 6, Kono to Tomare. It's a 2019 anime and now it has 2 seasons. I personally really liked it. I loved all the characters. I loved to learn about the koto, which is a traditional Japanese instrument, of which otherwise I wouldn't know anything. And of course you might say, do you really need to learn about it? No, not really, but in that anime you will learn about it anyway. About the 2 protagonists we're actually interested in. Chika is a really misunderstood guy who's a sweetheart deep down, but people think he's some kind of delinquent due to his bad reputation. Then again, our perfect rich girl, has her own good reputation, but it's more behind her than you might think. And I do believe they had a few very nice moments already in the first seasons that were romantic and that hinted some feelings towards each, or it actually shows how the feelings for each other changed, which is really nice to see. And although it didn't have too much romance, or it didn't feel like the main focus, it still had romance scenes and you still could tell that something was going on, and the second season just gets better. Number 5. Ladies vs. Butlers. Now, to be completely honest with you, I haven't watched that yet. And now you might be wondering, why did I put it on the list? Well, I needed 10 animes, alright, so I had to put in one that I didn't know, but I wanted to watch for a long time. I only know what it is about and had seen a few scenes. It seems quite funny, but not an anime I would love or put in my favorites. And yeah, I'm not the biggest fan of harem animes anyway. So there's really nothing much I can say about it. Maybe you want to make your own opinion about it. It certainly fits the topic of rich girl and poor guy. So if you know all the others, you might as well check that one out. And maybe comment down below if you liked it or not. So number 4, Inu X BOKU SS or Secret Service. Our 2 main protagonists are just adorable. This might be a bit on the older side, but believe me, it's worth watching. It's really cute. You have the girl that has a rather sharp tongue, especially when she's nervous, but is actually very, very sweet, loving and caring and just feels very alone. And then you have her bodyguard that is very, very submissive, to the point that he almost seems to her like a little dog that's just waiting for her command. I believe all characters in this anime look amazing, and you will for sure find someone that might interest you. You have a lot of other pairs that also are rich and poor. The rich people are the ones that have the bodyguards, and the bodyguards most of the time are poor. And I mean, you have a girl with horns and a guy with dog ears. Like, if that doesn't make you watch it, I don't know what will. As I said, they look good, they are cute. Number 3, KAZE no STIGMA. Okay, it took me years to watch that anime. I always had it on my list, but I always put it off. I never felt like really watching it. And man, I was wrong in not watching it sooner. I definitely loved it. Although romance is definitely not its main focus, and it's a shonen anime, still, I feel like it has more romance scenes and actually more romance happening than most romance animes that are shoujo. It's pretty crazy to me that shoujo anime nowadays is not romantic, although it should be. But that aside, I loved both main characters. The guy being very strong but quiet and classy and a little bit secretive was very, very interesting and make you really want to know more about him. Then our female main protagonist was very strong but cheeky and always up for a fight, sometimes a bit reckless maybe. And I have to point out that in many animes, especially if they are shonen, the female MC sometimes gets a little bit weaker and starts depending on the guy more and more. That might happen, but in the end they always work together and try to win as a team. So even the action scenes aren't just one-sided, and every filler episode of that anime has some kind of arranged date for them. So guys might not actually like that, but for girls that might be a good thing. I personally enjoyed them, and that gave some extra moments and some extra romance to the whole anime, also showing a little bit what the characters are like when they're not fighting or not in serious mode. So to me it's very interesting, and although it's old, it's still gold. The anime itself is pretty good, it has some funny scenes, and all characters are likable, and especially our main protagonists. Number 2, MASAMUNE-KUN No Revenge. Well, I stumbled upon that by coincidence, and I gotta say I binge watched it. I loved it. You have our female MC that's a rich girl, of course, and she also seems very stuck up and annoying at times, but she's really a cutie, and there's a twist to it you might not expect. Then we have our male protagonist who looks stunning, has a great body, who really tries to win the girl, though he has ulterior motives. It's quite the interesting anime, not only because of the characters and the personalities, but also because Masamune wants to date our female protagonist mostly to take revenge on her, but at the same time of some things that were truly important and that might change his mind. We also have a romantic rival coming up, and there are quite a few comedic scenes, and on number 1, AKATSUKI no YONA. Most of you might have heard of that anime actually. We have the beautiful princess that is in love with a fairy tale prince, but that fairy tale prince turns out to pretty much be the bad guy. And then we have her personal bodyguard, Huck, who actually helps her, defends her, saves her life, and keeps saving her life. What is very interesting about that anime to me is that we can see how Yona grows the more the storyline unfolds. You don't have the bratty princess that doesn't want to do anything and just lets her bodyguard and everyone else handle matters. No. We have Yona that from a bratty little girl became a super strong warrior. Okay, super strong might be an exaggeration, but she learns how to fight, she learns how to survive. She actually isn't complaining about every little thing as you might expect when the anime first starts. And you can see a lot of character development, especially when it comes to her. You also have 4 other good-looking guys besides Huck that follow her around and really like her and are very attracted to her, but unfortunately we don't see the end of it. We don't see the end of the love story in the anime yet. I hope there will be a second season. You can always read the manga where you can see how all these people end up. I absolutely suggest you watch the AKATSUKI no YONA if you haven't yet. It has a perfect balance between action, romance, cool characters, and comedy. Of course, that's only my opinion, you can have a different one. I hope I could help you and hope to see you next time. Bye bye!